All right, here we go. Those shocking images there from strong storms that swept across central Indiana last night, causing major damage. This is a look at a partial warehouse collapse in Brownsburg, where a woman actually had to be rescued after she was trapped underneath all of that damage. We now know, just within the last few minutes, an EF2 tornado caused this collapse and some of the damage just east of Brownsburg. Medics say the woman who was trapped, she was alive and alert, thankfully, while they were able to get her out of there. More on that coming up in just a second. Our reporters and photographers are out right now covering the damage and the cleanup. We have team coverage for you this afternoon. Our Lauren Kostick is in Brownsburg, where she will be taking us to the Branches neighborhood, which seemed to take an especially hard hit. And Emily Longnecker is in Carmel for us today, where we are expected to be hearing from somebody with the Carmel Fire Department on the damage there. I want to start with Lauren in Brownsburg. Lauren, what have you learned? What are you seeing?
Well, Dustin, it was just very scary out here. Neighbors explaining what it was like to take shelter in their homes last night and then wake up and see all of this. You could see the damage over here, the piles of debris, the siding, the roofing, the U-Haul of neighbors moving out. All of these people helping clean up this damage right now. And there are, when I say more than a dozen, maybe more than 20 homes damaged in this neighborhood, and extensive damage. We just talked to the homeowner here. She is not able to live in her house right now because the roof has literally been blown off. You can see it here on the ground, even her garage pushed in, and of course all of that water damage. So if you follow me this way, you can see just how bad it is up here. That was her bedroom. She said moments before the storm, she was in there with her husband, was able to get out, heard the warning, got down to her bathroom and took shelter there. And of course, if we come this way too, you can see even more homes back here. It just goes on and on and on. The biggest damage we're seeing, of course, is the roofs. A lot of them blown off, people not able to live in their homes right now, trying to clean all of this up. Again, the National Weather Service, we spoke to them a little bit ago, confirming an EF2 tornado coming through here, Brownsburg. Very scary for the people who live here. But of course, right now, all focus cleaning up. Contractors are coming in, trying to get some of these roofs repaired. And of course, everyone else trying to figure out where they're going to live, where they're going to go next. So we're going to continue to be out here in this neighborhood, talking to this community as they try to rebuild. And again, thankful that no one was hurt. Dustin?
Yeah, absolutely incredible there. And man, tough to see. All right, Lauren, thank you. These storms were widespread. They caused damage in a number of central Indiana counties as that storm moved across the area last night. One of the counties was Hamilton County. Our Emily Longnecker is live in Carmel for us today in the Eden Village neighborhood. Emily, what's damage like there?
Well, first off, Dustin, the good news, no one was hurt in Carmel. That is from city officials. No one hurt last night in the storm, but a whole lot of damage. Again, as you said, we're in the Eden Village neighborhood, and take a look. You can see how powerful the winds were last night, the storm anyway that came through here. That sign just bent in half. Then you can see there is part of a house that was blown off. The story here in Eden Village, several houses, trees down, roofs damaged, signs bent. That's what's going on here in Eden Village. Now, I'm joined right now by Tim Griffin with the Carmel Fire Department. Tim, thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
What are your crews seeing today?
Honestly, probably today is a lot calmer than it was last night. But for us, as the storm hit and kind of blew through, we started going out on a lot of just structure damages, right? And it felt a lot like a lot of spring storms for us until we got out there. And then we did see a lot more significant damage with the homes and with buildings and offices. A lot of times we'll see more lightning strikes causing fires. And thank goodness we didn't have any fires last night, but a ton of damage to homes and businesses. And like you said, we're just glad that no one's hurt. And really the system that we kind of practice in worked last night with working with police and city officials.
And today is cleanup mode, right? I mean,
Very much so, yeah. I think that's one of the encouraging things. As I've driven around, it's not only all the companies and crews that have come out, city officials that are helping clean up, street department, but I see neighbors through several of the neighborhoods out helping each other, talking, looking at the damages, and kind of working together to kind of clean up throughout this.
And the city of Carmel has put out some information today. If you're cutting up trees, you can put the debris out in front of your house, and there's a certain area. If you live in a certain area, they'll come and the street department will come and pick that up.
Yes. So if you live in a certain area, and the best way to do is go to the Carmel or the City of Carmel's Facebook page, their website. They're going to have that information on there, and they've got sort of that line of where these heavy storms, possibly tornadoes, went through, and where you can take out your branches, set them on the curb. Street department is going to clean those up for you.
And the city also saying if you've had structure damage to your home, to give the street department a call as well, because they would want to send an inspector out, because after a storm like this, that structure damage, your home can be dangerous to be in, right?
Yeah, they're going to want city officials, whether it's engineering or structural engineers, come out and check those out if you've had heavy, large trees into your building. Like I said, several businesses in some of the areas with some severe damage, so you're going to want to get somebody out there that's an engineer and making sure that those are okay and safe.
Okay. Tim Griffin, thank you so much. We're glad everyone is safe here in Carmel. We're going to put up a full screen here where you can see the number to call Carmel's Street Department. That number 317-733-2001, or you can email them at street@carmel.in.gov. You can go to the City of Carmel's Facebook page to look at a map and see that area where the street department will come and pick up debris if you pile it out in front of your house. But as Tim said, a lot of cleanup here in the City of Carmel today. A lot of folks out in this neighborhood as well, helping each other. That's really the story today in Eden Village. Everyone that we have talked to say, as scary as last night was, to wake up this morning, and at one point there was a nice bright blue sky and neighbors helping each other. Dustin, we're going to send it back to you.
Emily, thank you very much. And we're going to put that number and that email address online. So if you didn't happen to get to write that down and you live in Carmel, we'll put that online. And we've also got other numbers and email addresses for other communities if you need help as well. Emily, thank you. We're going to check back with you later today. Flooding is also an issue out of this storm system. Take a look at this. Multiple vehicles submerged in high water on Indy's southeast side last night. This was at Southeastern and South Sherman Drive just before midnight. Metro Police say nobody was inside of these cars, thankfully, so they made it out okay. But they do want to remind everybody, remember to turn around. You've heard the saying, turn around, don't drown. It may sound like a cliche, but it is so true. You just don't know how deep that water is, Rob. Bringing in Rob Ellis now. Until you get into it.
It kills more people than tornadoes and lightning combined in the U.S.
Real quickly, I want to read something. Sean Ash and Angela Buckman and the whole team just did an outstanding job last night covering this. Sean, before he left overnight, posted on Facebook, he said, I've worked a lot of storms in central Indiana during my 20-plus years here. This one might have been the biggest and certainly the most unique, with destructive wind and tornadoes happening in many areas over the metro area.
I was in the Eagle Creek area. I live in Traders Point area, and I was a viewer last night. I watched them tell me, and being some meteorological knowledge, I was looking at things. I took shelter myself watching them in my basement. So, I mean, I thought they did a fantastic job. So thank you to Sean, Angela, and
nice that we've got a break today for people to get out and start cleaning up.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm starting with the radar, not because of what's on it, but because of what is not on it. This is what I like to see. However, it is only temporary. We are definitely going into a more flooding threat as we get through the next couple of days, especially. Radar is quiet. Temperatures are into the 60s. Cleanup. This is your time frame. Now, I think through about 2 to maybe 4 o'clock, we'll start to see some rain chances start to ramp back up, starting in the south, lifting to the north. So I think you've got several more hours to maybe finalize any of those plans before the rain moves back in, and even the possibility for some rumbles of thunder. Now, the severe threat is going to take a bit of a hiatus. And it's not going to go away completely, but it's going to at least shift farther to the south for the rest of the day today. Highs today will likely make it into the upper 60s. Then as we get into the afternoon, the rain chances will start to ramp up, and I think we'll get several waves of rain over the next couple of days. The first wave will arrive tonight. I think after 6 p.m. we'll see a ribbon of moisture across the area. Probably will be dealing with some flooding through Thursday night into early Friday morning. Then we may get another break for Friday morning before the next wave of rain showers moves in, producing more heavy rain Friday evening into Saturday morning, then another wave into Saturday morning before we wrap this up as we get into the rest of the weekend. Flood watches and warnings are in place. There are a lot to go through. There's a lot more, including the severe threat. It does sneak back in for tomorrow. I'll talk more about that, what you can expect for the rest of the week heading into the weekend coming up.
See you then, Rob. Thank you.
Yeah.
New at noon, we've learned of one of the first weather-related deaths after severe storms moved through this area last night. Police in Danville tell us 27-year-old Nathan Merritt died after coming into contact with downed power lines. This happened around 9:30 last night on County Road 75 West. And when crews got to the scene, they say they found several power lines that were down, blocking the road, and a pickup truck that was on fire. Deputies saw the man on the ground, unresponsive, couldn't approach him due to the power lines. Once the power was shut off, crews were able to get to the man who unfortunately died. They tell us the man was driving in his truck when he ran into the power lines, got out of the truck, and then came into contact with that electricity.